Before the age of the twilight set upon the gods, a legend rose to claim his place among them. And even though Kratos sat on the throne as the new god of war, he was haunted by visions of his family, a family he himself murdered. But the hands of death could not defeat him. The sisters of fate could not control him. And on this day, the man, the legend, Kratos, will have his revenge.
There's nothing more powerful than you.
Give me 1 second. 1 second here. I'm just getting used to like doing reactions. Anyway, hello, it is Anagoji here, and that's Guzzle on the right. I don't know, I just like that setup. Anyway, this is Anagoji here, and welcome to another. Also, I think I messed up the stream note settings, so that's probably why it looks like that for some reason. I think I can fix that right here, I believe. There we go. Oh wait, look at that! The video that I was about to watch pops up, and that's how convenient. How convenient for me. How convenient for me that while I'm watching YouTube, the video I was going to react to, video I was going to react to, pops up next. Anyway, today we'll be reacting to Kratos versus Asura Death Belt. Yes! Let's go! Oh! I've been hyped up for this battle for a while. When I saw on the Kickstarter that they were doing a Kratos versus Asura, I was hyped as hell. And if you're wondering what other Death Battle reactions I will be doing, the only ones I'll probably be interested in doing is probably, I don't know. I'll probably have to make a separate video on which Death Battles I'll probably do react to, which Death Battles I'm interested in to reacting to, because I would love to react to Death Battle. That would be an interesting concept. But with that said, this will be the first reaction to Death Battle. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Why not just react to the rest of Death Battle? The rest of Death Battle this year. Why not just do it? But just, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just react to every Death Battle episode for the rest of the year. Why not? Just why not? So, you know what? Let's react to every Death Battle, shall we? And with that said, the first episode of Death Battle is, to be honest, this is probably the perfect place to start my first reaction for a Death Battle, because I love God of War, and seeing him fight a different character that I had no idea who he is, that would be an interesting. That's a good way to start my first Death Battle reaction. It's a good way to start it. So with that said, let's react, shall we? Sorry if I went on way too long. Let's see, probably which one looks best for me? This one. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna leave that down there because that seems to work most of the time when it comes to copyright claims. It doesn't mean my video blocked. That's it. Let's react, shall we?
Kratos versus Asura.
Kratos, my boy!
Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Because sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In the beginning, the Primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars
I remember that
were
game.
spawned,
I remember watching my
so
dad
thus,
play that
the
game,
world itself was
and
born.
I had fond
from
memories of
violence.
that. Me personally, I have
During
played
the
that
whole
game.
messy
I
cycle, Uranus was
beat
overthrown
it, but I
by
did
his
play
Titan
it.
son, Kronos, who was
God of War
overthrown
3 is
by
what I
his
remember the
Olympian
most.
son, Zeus, who battled his own son,
I do
Kratos.
remember watching my dad play God of
Get
War.
game day deals
I
on
do
Uber
miss
Eats.
those days.
This week,
Super fun
free
days.
medium 2-topping pizza from Domino's. All season long.
I don't
Uber Eats
care
has
about the
deals.
ads.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan
He's
mortals,
7'8".
far exceeding
Jesus,
all
he's
among
tall.
them. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was,
Oh, I
forevermore,
love that soundtrack.
the
That
ghost of
soundtrack is
Sparta.
So he was kind of understandably really
This is
pissed
from
off.
God of War. I
Time for a
recognize
new
it.
God of War. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new God of War took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus.
Who proved a serious challenge until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can
Yeah,
tornado,
the Blade of
lightning,
Olympus.
Force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and could pull it up to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable. Non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the
Boy.
toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again. But hey,
I have a
it
feeling
wasn't
the
Kratos'
mysterious
fault this time,
illness was
and
caused by
Faye left the
Odin for
tools
some
he'd
reason.
need to keep the
That's my
boy
headcanon.
safe,
I know in the
including
actual
the
novelization of
Leviathan
the
axe.
book, it
Far
says
from the whirling
it was
rage
killed
of
or
the
something
blades of
else, but
chaos,
I just have a
the
feeling it was done by
Leviathan axe
Odin.
was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Asir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all anger is problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly.
well.
Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the world tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand, transcending time, transcending space, everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kind of like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender, a god of hope.
Yeah, it doesn't have that much hype as God of War. I'm sorry, the God of War title is much more popular than God of Hope. I'm sorry. There's no way you're telling me that God of Hope is like the next God of War title. I'm sorry. That just doesn't vote well for me. I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of video game fans pissed off with that title. And the one thing I am looking forward, if they do go back to Egypt, is actually going back to the old Kratos that we knew of. That would be kind of cool. For those, maybe I can get the old voice actor. Okay, why am I watching this? Yeah, but anyway.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
And
With
I'm
Robin
skipping
Hood Gold,
Nice-
you can now enjoy
nice
the
that he got his
VIP treatment,
sponsor, but-
receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement.com/boost. Over 8 times member SIPC. Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as defender of humanity against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra
Yeah, I
down
see
for
some of
good.
that footage,
At least not
and
yet.
I did
Of
watch
course,
like with
since he's
the
literally
game,
powered by wrath,
and
no
yeah,
enemy of Asura's
he
would be
does some crazy
stupid
stuff.
enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra,
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously, Asura wasn't going to go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try
I
to
wish I
power
could have
up.
played that game,
So
but
Asura
I
got
know it was
really,
on
really,
Xbox.
really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wyzen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid. Like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra, he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form, finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was understandably
Yeah.
impressed and offered Asura a chance
Doing all
to take
this
his place.
makes me feel
Asura
sorry for
smiled
Kratos
at
because
the
he's
offer
probably gonna get
and
lost.
extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over
I've
the world.
so-
Instead,
I've been-
he literally beat
I've
the
been
QTEs out
I've been
of
doing
God,
research on
obliterating
Asura,
him and his
and I can
plans
just
in a
say this,
cosmic
yeah, Asura's
explosion.
probably
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept
I'm
of
still rooting for
mantra
Kratos.
itself.
I just
Those
know
who depended on
Asura's
it
gonna
could
win.
not survive,
I'm still rooting for
including
Kratos, so
Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything, all because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind. This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks,
I
the
don't
best
care.
place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of bucks in award-winning. If you download the app and use code DEATH, you'll get 50.
Are set, and we've run the
If you download the app and use
picks. Run your game. All right, the combatants are set,
These
and
are
we've
fun,
run
I
the
mean.
data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
let's do this. Yeah. Is that the preview started? Kratos, the god of war. They're back in Greece. Oh, never mind. They're in...
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
Wait a minute, did they get the voice actor for Kratos? Or is this like stock footage? Yeah, kick his ass, Kratos! And of course it gives me an ad.
Business taxes was
Because
always
it can't
so
escape these
all
ads.
consuming.
Can we just go back to the old days of YouTube of not having ads? I miss those days.
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Aren't they using another one? I guess they'll use it. Yeah. Yeah, Kratos is going to die. Bye-bye, Kratos. Kratos is dead. He doesn't... Wait. This fight is awesome! Oh my god, I'm enjoying the hell out of this fight.
This is not my end! Death has not earned me yet, Titan! But you deserve a worthy end!
This is awesome! Oh my god. Holy shit. No wonder why it took him this long to make it.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
I guess Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had
Wow.
some amazing
Yes,
displays of
yes,
apocalyptic
yes,
destruction.
Kratos
But the
won. I
full
thought
scope of their
Kratos was
speed,
gonna lose,
experience,
but
versatility, and
my
power
God,
sheds a
I thought
surprising
Kratos
light.
was gonna
At
lose
first
this
glance,
fight,
speed
but man,
seems
I
like a
was
shoe-in
wrong.
for Asura. Kratos is
I was
quick. He
wrong.
never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
doubted
That doesn't
Kratos
mean he
for a
couldn't.
second there.
Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak,
That's
free
what
from
we-
gameplay
that's what
restrictions.
we-
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and
Yeah,
most
pretty much
importantly,
on point with that.
multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do. If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence,
Yeah.
we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath too, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asura's The Sun Rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
Boy.
But what if?
Whoa. We're doing alternate endings? That's so hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh god. I feel like that alternate. I feel like these alternate endings they're adding are just.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
Oh yeah. I forgot to be added Ghost Rider.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Ghost Rider vs. Spawn. I will be reacting to that.
Ziegler Nissan of Gurney has a wide selection of new Nissans in
I
stock.
don't
We're the
care.
best place to buy a new Nissan in Illinois. Easy.
Oh, I do want a car, but I don't. No. Why is autoplay on for some reason? Oh shit, this episode was long. But that fight was awesome, and it's nice that Kratos got the win, even though they did do an alternate ending, which, to be honest, I feel like this should just be a one-off thing, to be honest. I feel like it's just a joke. That alternate ending is just a joke. It should just be a joke and just be a one-off thing. They shouldn't keep on doing these in like every death battle after this. They shouldn't. I do recommend that they only do it as a one-off joke. Just keep it a one-off joke. We don't need to see this in like every death battle. And if you do show this in every death battle, don't show it in like every death battle. We don't need to see like an alternate ending for like every death battle. I know people do kind of like alternate endings. They did it back in the old days. But to be honest, we don't need to see like alternate endings. And plus, to be honest, Kratos won this fight. Yeah, Kratos won this fight. Ooh boy, Kratos won. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm happy my boy Kratos got the W. Yeah, yeah, that fight was awesome. It was epic as hell. My God, that fight was insane. My God, that fight was insane. The analytic part was sort of on point. They've already been, it was kind of sort of on point, to be honest. They did this. Granted, they did do the research this time. I don't know. We don't pay attention to those. Those are just like filler until we get to the battle. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like those are filler just till we get to the battle. But I will watch them. They're pretty good, and they're pretty good analytics. Even though some of the stuff they do in the video is pretty crazy, because it's like, huh? Wait, you do realize this is some. Anyway, I do love this Kratos versus Asura fight. It's a very good death battle episode. It's amazing. Like the animation in this death battle episode is top notch. Top fucking notch. My God. It's the most insane fight ever. Like, yeah. Anyway, this is going to sign off. And remember, stay big, God of War and Asura fans. Well, okay, let me repeat that. Remember, stay big, God of War and Asura Wraths fans. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.